Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Wednesday night. Let's see, today is July 15th, Tax Day, episode number 11, I believe, of our Get the 411 on the 321. We are really excited. I am speaking on behalf of my buddies, my team, Jerry Furlio and Amy Bosco. They are not here. They're actually, I believe they are now in North Carolina. They're doing like a little vacation family trip up to Washington, D.C., Arlington, visiting Jerry's father's grave and visiting family and coming back down. So they really wanted to be here tonight, but they were going to maybe check in. I don't know if they're going to make it. I told them not to worry about it because we have a really great show tonight, and I'm super, super excited. I can't wait to learn alongside with you all. But we have the Guardian Ad Litem team here. Like, we have a lot of great people here to chat with you guys and to tell everybody about Guardian Ad Litem. So I decided that y'all don't need to hear from me tonight at all. I will give you the real estate updates next week because I really wanted to give them the floor about this really great program that we have here in Brevard County and how we can learn about it, who we know might need this service, and how we can also volunteer. So I am going to give the baton over to Georgie, and she's kind of the one that we connected with, and I said, you got to come on and tell everybody about this really great program. So Georgie, why don't you go ahead and just take it away? I'm not even going to tell you what to say. You just talk.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. And thank you to the rest of the 321 experts who have given us this platform to speak to you. We're really appreciative. I'm Georgie. I'm the recruiter for Brevard County Guardian Ad Litem. I'm also a volunteer. So our director, Carol, she is a dogged optimist. And she has really inspired me to nurture my inner Pollyanna. And I am going to be honest, during COVID, it has really put my inner Pollyanna, to the test. But I have managed to find a silver lining. I found that with COVID, we have a greater awareness of how interconnected we all are. We have a better appreciation of the importance of community and the need to take care of our neighbors. And that is precisely what we do at the Guardian Ad Litem program. We take care of the most vulnerable members of our community. These are children who have been removed from their homes due to abuse and neglect and placed in ideally relative care. If that's not possible, then foster care. And we do so, we advocate for these children, and speaking as a volunteer now, by getting to know the child as well as their case and their situation as well as we possibly can, so that we can create a comprehensive assessment of what those children need during their time out of their home and in care, and also so that we can help guide the program's recommendation for either reunification or, if that's not possible, then adoption. So the commitment is about 10 hours a month per case, and the cases last anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So we do ask that you stay on for this entire time. It's very important to these children who are experiencing a lot of chaos during this time where they're out of home, that they have stability. It's very important. If you do want to help and you feel like this is too much of a commitment to ask, we do have courtesy cases, which require a lot less time and commitment, but still equally as important. We also have our nonprofit partners, Friends of Children of Brevard, who are here with me today. So you're going to hear more from them shortly. You can always help them. They're always looking for volunteers. They're a 100% volunteer organization, and 100% of the proceeds that they raise go to our children in the Guardian Ad Litem program. So to the significance of having a Guardian Ad Litem in these children's lives that are in the dependency system, children that have a Guardian Ad Litem are shown are 50% less likely to end up back into foster care, to re-enter foster care. They're also 45% less likely to go into juvenile detention, and they are 800 times more likely to graduate from high school. And due to COVID, we need volunteers now more than ever. We are still operating fully in the time of COVID. Everything is being handled remotely. And right now there's kind of an eerie trend of abuse reports going down, but experts believe that's because the children are not in the community. They're not being reported by key mandated reporters such as teachers and counselors. So as COVID hopefully starts to subside in the near future and children get back out into the community, we are going to see, again, what experts are calling a public health crisis level of reports, which means that we're going to have a lot more children that need advocates. Currently, right now, to give you an idea of the size of our program, we have just under 900 children in our child welfare system here in just Brevard County. And of those just under 900 children, we have 240 who do not have advocates. So we could really use your help if you're interested in coming on board. And as far as the training requirements, we have our trainer, Dina, here. So she's going to speak on that shortly. But first, I would like to introduce you to Rayla James. And keep in mind that Nelson Mandela said that history will judge us by the difference that we make in the everyday lives of children. And Rayla is a child she was a youth that aged out of foster care here in Brevard County. She is also the VP of Brevard Youth Leadership Council. And she is going to tell you what it meant to have a guardian at Litem in her life. Rayla?
Hello, thank you so much for having me on here. Like Georgie said, my name is Rayla James. I'm currently 19 years old. I was in foster care for 4 years from the time of age of 14 to 18. And during that time, I had two guardian ad litems play a key role in my life. The first one taught me to drive. She took me out driving, and I was able to get my permit, before the driving, and then got my permit, and then practice, and then got my license. And she never really had kids, so she always viewed me as like a child, like not really her child, but we're still in contact, to this day, and was always so inspiring to me and helping me through school. And that was when I was younger. So I was about 15, 16 when she was my guardian ad litem. And then I was replaced a little bit north Florida, here in Brevard, and I got a new guardian ad litem who I'm still in contact with today, who has played such an amazing role in my life. He helped me to graduate high school a year ahead of my class. He helped me to outline my short and long-term goals, be realistic, and just think about what I want for myself and how I can change my life, compared to what my family may have done or may not have done. We won't get into that, but he helped me to plan my goals, and keep me on the right path. And I thank him so much for that. And now I'm about to graduate with my AA. I'm going to start at UCF, hopefully, fingers crossed, next fall. I'm sure one day I'll look back on this, and be like, wow, look how far I've came. And I dedicate a lot of that success to him. He helped me so much. And we would go out to Starbucks, and he had this method that he called outlining, or not outlining, a timeline. So you take a piece of paper and you make it vertical, and then you do kind of like a timeline, or not a timeline, a number line. And then vertically you write the dates, and then you write things that you want to do and accomplish. And that's what we did. And we would meet sometimes every week when I was graduating a year ahead of my class, and then applying for college and stuff. And sometimes once a month, sometimes every 2 weeks, whatever worked for us. But he was just amazing. And I just like to say, the first day I met him, I asked him, are you going to leave when I turn 18? And he said no. And I was really surprised because, the guardian ad litem I had before said the same thing. And I was like, could not believe that this person is going to be committed to me for the long haul, And so the thing that we always talk about is trust. We built our relationship on trust, and knowing he's going to be there for me he said he'll be there for me as long as I want him there and as long as he can help me. And to this day, I'm only 19, but, and I hope I'll still keep a relationship with him forever, but he kept his promise,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just incredible to have an guardian ad litem and have them help you in any way they can,
That's awesome. Great. Nice.
Oh, now I'll pass it to Dina, who I forgot that part, who is the trainer of the Garnet Litem program, and we'll get into that.
Can't hear. Dina, we need your mic.
Dina, we can't hear you.
Did you set you hit accept computer audio if you're on a computer? There may be a button for that.
I love how the youngest person on this show is.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to say was that's the first time I've heard Rayla's story, and that's fantastic. I mean, that is an incentive for people to want to continue in the program. So thanks for sharing that. That was great.
Yeah,
Really.
Of course, yeah.
Congratulations on all you've accomplished.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Not
We
yet,
still
Dina.
can't hear you, Dina.
Should we
Oh,
move
this is-
on? Or
Oh, okay. I see a button down here, cam/mic. Click that and see what it says. Camera, good. Mine says it's good.
Yeah, you can want to click on the camera, mic, and then there'll be a
Maybe that will do something.
one will be video, one will be audio. Click on the audio. You want to make sure it's your computer, audio, speakers, and mic, unless you have another external one.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No.
So I suggest that you do a little flashcard and hold it up, and we'll see. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Just
You want me to
kidding.
call and then like be on the phone?
Jamie, can she log back in on maybe her phone?
Yeah, she
or
can log out.
device?
Absolutely. I'll just let her back in. Yeah.
You want to try that, Dina? Maybe it's if you're on your computer, maybe try on your phone. Maybe it's some default on your computer. And then we can let Kathy can go ahead and we'll let you come back in.
Yeah. Let her back in.
Dave?
I'm next.
Yeah, Dave.
Yes,
is
Dave
next.
was
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We know our role.
You know what we're doing.
Dave is the president of Friends of Children of Brevard, so he can give us an overview of how they help us at the Guardian at Litem program.
Great. Good evening, and thanks for having us. As Georgie said, I'm the president of Friends of Children of Brevard. We're a 501(c) nonprofit. What we do is we financially assist abused and neglected children in Brevard County. We do this by supporting the Guardian Ad Litem program that provides advocates to these children, and you can hear from Rayla how important these advocates are. Our role is really to provide items that are not provided by the state or local agencies. One of the things I wanted to mention is that all of the board members and all of the volunteers all of the associate members are all volunteers. So no one gets paid, and as a result of that, the majority of our funds go to support the children and the Guardian program. One of the things we try and do, funds that we collect during the year, one of the things we're trying to do is provide a normalcy to children. Some of you, I know for a lot of us, it's been a while since we were in school, but one of the things that happens is kids can be very cruel. So if you've got a child that is in school and everybody else has got nice clothes and nice shoes and they're going places and doing things with their friends, one of the things we're trying to do is be able to provide those things to children that are in the program, so they don't feel like they're underprivileged or they don't fit in with the rest of the crowd. So typically we're buying beds or bedding or school or baby items or bikes or electronics. We send them to camp, which is very important right now. To give you a little impact of an idea of the impact of the pandemic, we've spent on these items, we've spent $13,000 so far this year. However, 5,600 of it was in June. So you can see what's happening. It's all ramping up, and it was very slow. Now we've done about 40% of our expenditures have happened in 1 month. We're now seeing how families are struggling, and we're forecasting this is not going to stop with the increase in cases in the state of Florida. We just see this as continuing. To further help families, about 2 months ago, we started a diaper drive. It was at the time when families couldn't get diapers, and so we started buying diapers, and we would package them up and drop them at people's houses. It's actually a good thing. We could just put them on the doorstep, ring the bell, and stand back, and they would wave and thank us for the diapers. You can tell how long I've been since I bought diapers because they're really expensive. As we started buying these things, we spent $7,000 in diapers, and they're like anywhere between $25 and $40 a package, so they're very expensive. So also with the challenge of schools being closed, if you talk to most parents, they're a little tense right now. So we also provided $1,200 in summer activity books, and these are books called Summer Bridge books. And what happens is you get a page per day, and it's by age of the child. So somebody that's in pre-K or K gets a thing that will probably have little games or things like that. And as you get up to the older folks, it'll be English or math problems or things that kind of keep them sharp during the summer. Last year we started a birthday club, and we celebrate each child's birthday by giving them a $25 gift card. They could buy, and it goes to the guardian, and the guardian can buy them a gift or take them to a dinner, or take them to a movie, or take them to some kind of event. With the pandemic, we no longer have face-to-face contact, so it's been a little bit of a challenge, but we do still provide the gift card, and so far this year, they're going directly to the caregiver, and we've given out 246 cards with a value of $6,150. And if you get a little creative, my wife just is a guardian. She just did where the caregiver and the child went to Walmart to shop. She met them at the checkout counter and paid the bill, and they were able to go home with clothes. And what was exciting is the girl had her $25 gift card, and she picked out a bunch of items just for herself, and which is really nice. She's a teenage girl, and we weren't about to decide what a teenage girl would like, so that was good. One of our biggest events of the year is the holiday project, where we buy a gift for all of our children, and it can be up to 4 gifts. And last year we provided $90,000 in gifts, and but with the pandemic, we're back rethinking this whole thing. As you know, almost everything we do now is virtual. 2 months ago, I didn't even know what Zoom was. And now all of a sudden, it's Zoom or any one of 5 different packages that are out there. So this year, it may be a virtual event where we have contactless distribution of the gifts, but this is all something that we're having to deal with. But one of the things we don't want to do is let down the children. So, and Dawn's going to talk a little later about something else we've got going, but just because there's a pandemic, we want to make sure we're there for the children. Now, do you want to go back to Dina? Can you talk, Dina?
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that.
Okay.
How's the sound quality now?
Good job.
Great.
Good
There
job.
she is.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for your patience. I'm Dina Meza. I'm the trainer with the Garden and Litem program in Brevard County. And I actually started off as a volunteer with the Garden and Litem program. And I had so many rewarding experiences advocating for abused and neglected children that I wanted to work for this program full-time as a staff member. And I'll share with you one of the experiences that I had. I was advocating for a toddler who had been abandoned and neglected by her birth parents. They had struggled long-term with substance use disorder and mental health issues. And so after I visited with this toddler and the important people in her life, I was able to advocate for her best interests in the court case. And ultimately, this toddler was able to be adopted. And after the court case was over, I had this heartfelt moment. It was when the adoptive mother had texted me photos of their adoption celebration. And it really touched my heart because they had remembered my part in that, my small part in that. But for me, it was just so wonderful. And that I can be a part of helping this child to have a better life. And I can see from those photos that this child was the focus of this loving family. And she had sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles and grandparents now. And they were just doting over her. And it was just such a great experience to be part of that. And guardian ad litems can experience that too. And it's wonderful to be able to volunteer and to see those positive results, those positive outcomes for the children in our community. And as the guardian ad litem trainer, I'm here to support our new volunteers so they can do this type of child advocacy work. People who want to volunteer don't have to have any special type of prior work experience, life experience, or education.
Dina, you're freezing up on us.
Try to tap the screen a little and then like hit mute, then unmute maybe.
Wow.
Sometimes technology, you just have to.
It's like I got to kick it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to emphasize something she just said that's very important for someone who's considering coming on board with us. One of the first questions I get as a recruiter is, do I have what it takes to become a volunteer child advocate? And as long as you are 21, you're over 21, you can pass a level 2 background and you complete our training, which is what Dina's reviewing right now. You can become a guardian ad litem. You do not have to have any formal education. You just need the training. I'm going to let her take it again from here.
You back, Dina?
If you can connect to a Wi-Fi, that will help. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah,
Do you ever notice, she's just good at this one, this frozen one, but do you ever notice when you freeze, it's always the most unattractive position for your
Yeah,
face?
she managed
Yeah,
to get
I
a
know.
pretty good one this time.
Yeah.
It's like when they put a sports guy in the newspaper and he's,
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead with Kathy Matson, who's going to describe some of her. Kathy's a guardian, and she'll talk about some of the things that she's run into.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. So yeah, I'm going to focus on being a guardian ad litem volunteer and talk about a few things that we do. One thing is we pick our own cases. And so for my very first case, I selected infant girls. They were removed due to drug use by the parents, and they were placed with relatives who lived in the same town, so the parents could see them quite often. The parents realized very quickly the errors of their ways, and they worked very hard to regain custody by completing their case plans. And of course, that included tons of counseling and therapy. I was able to spend a lot of time with the parents during their supervised visits with the children and got to witness their love and dedication to parenting. So it was a very, very happy day when the judge awarded them full custody of their children again. I've been a guardian ad litem now for volunteer for a little over 2.5 years, and I learn something new every single day. There is amazing support in our system from our Guardian at Litem staff, from fellow advocates, other community organizations, and they'll hold your hand through any situation and get you through it. So once you go through the training and you're ready to select your first case, I let people know it's important that you're comfortable with the age of the child, their location, the situation causing their removal. We ask in our program that you commit to visit the child at least once a month. And right now we're doing our visits via video chats because of COVID, so we can't go into the home right now. We have a great online database for entering your notes, reviewing documents, and totally managing your case. So I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my cases that really kind of tugs at my heartstrings. It involves a 16-year-old boy who's in a therapeutic group home, and we'll just call him Henry for now. So, and unbelievably, Henry has been in over 20 placements over the last 7 years, which is incredible. And many people ask me, how is this possible? And I explain that some of the movements happen because if a child misbehaves at one of their temporary homes, the caregivers can ask for them to be removed. And believe it or not, it happens a lot more than you think. So, and I ask people, keep in mind that all of these children are dealing with traumatic experiences. And not surprisingly, they don't always act on their best behavior. So when I first met Henry, a little over 2 years ago, I realized that he had very few possessions. And when the kids are removed, or they're moved from place to place, or even when they're removed initially from their homes, sometimes they leave with very little clothing or personal items. It's really pretty sad. So through our fabulous nonprofit that Dave described, Friends of Children, I received the go-ahead to purchase clothing and personal items for Henry. But since I just met him, I wasn't sure of his size, so I guessed, and I bought him underwear, socks, shorts, a bathing suit, personal items. And when I brought these clothes to him a couple of days later, he was amazed, couldn't believe it. So I had him try everything on, and unfortunately, he was a lot bigger than I thought. So I told him I would return everything that morning and come back with larger sizes. And I was gone for about 2 hours. And when I returned and knocked on the door, he flung it open to greet me. And he had been waiting by the window the entire time I was gone, because he's not used to people doing nice things for him or keeping their promise. So he was very relieved and happy to see me come back. And luckily, everything fit. So it was a great day for him and extremely, extremely rewarding one for me. So, and lastly about Henry, last fall, his new case manager dug through his file again and found phone numbers for his sister that he hadn't seen in 7 years, as well as neighbors who used to live across the street. I was asked to contact them. Pardon me? Okay, I was asked to contact them since I was the only one that really knew Henry. And so after many tears of joy in learning his whereabouts, he has finally reconnected with people who love him. And the best news of all, the family and friends that lived across the street are in the process of adopting him. So fingers and toes crossed, we're hoping the adoption will go through before school starts this fall. And I just can't tell you how much I'm happy for a happy ending for this child who, through no fault of his own, has so little and deserves so much more. So speaking of school, which hopefully will take place in one fashion or another this year, I believe I'm going to turn it over to Don Weiss, who is heading up our back to school supplies drive. Don is a Guardian ad Litem volunteer like me, but has a couple more years experience. And also like me, he's on the board of Friends of Children. So take it away, Don, or Dina. I'm not sure which direction we're going.
I'll go ahead and do it quickly. So thank you, Kathy. So my contribution really is just to kind of announce the fact that we have a back to school drive going on right now. We're trying to make it simple. If you find Friends of Children of Brevard on Facebook, you can find a link that will get you to Amazon, and that link will identify the items that we're trying to provide to the kids. So you just select them, and then you just decide what you can afford to buy. then the items get delivered. Actually, they're all coming to my house. So my wife and I, my wife is also a guardian, we're going to be doing kind of some sorting and packing and getting the things ready for the guardians, for the children to pick up at the end of July, early August to get back to the kids. There's also 2 places you can drop the items off at. There's a Sports Clips up in Vieira. There's also one down in the Melbourne area off of the I-95 Palm Bay Road area. And then Office Depot recently has volunteered up at Vieira also to be a drop-off location. So this is just one specific project that we have going on right now. We have a number of them throughout the year, as Dave mentioned. But this is really just to help to get the kids with the items that they need to get back into school and to be successful and to feel like they're like everybody else in the room, basically. So it's just one of those normalcy items that we do throughout the year. But anything that people are interested in helping with there would be great. Getting the supplies is too hard. We also have on friendsofchildrenofbrevard.org, our website. You can donate money through that, through credit card, PayPal, whatever, and you can designate that for this initiative. So we really appreciate the help. So Georgie, I'm going to let you try to figure out how to go from here to conclusion.
So if you are interested in joining us or both of us, we would love to have you. Am I the only one getting feedback, or is okay? Good. So the best thing to do is you can go to our Facebook page, which is Guardian Ad Litem 18th Circuit. There's a sign up button. You can go ahead and apply now, or you can go to About and find my email, which is georgianna.grooters@gal.fl.gov. And send me an email, and I can send you some more information, and we can set up a phone call if you have more questions. Also, on Fridays, we do our own Facebook Live information session at 3 p.m. You just need to be, again, on the Guardian Ad Litem 18th Circuit Facebook page, and it comes right on the front page. So go ahead and join our page, and then you can follow all the other things that we're doing. I'm going to give Dina last word if she wants to try one more time, or she can just wave. No, we're at same problem. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining us, Jamie. Thank you again. We really are very appreciative.
Okay.
This time.
All right. I don't know why. Hang on. Okay. It seems like if there's anybody unmuted besides the person talking, there's feedback. I don't know. That's never happened before. But okay. So anyway, you guys are amazing. And I did my best to hold back the tears. I did really well. Only this one was leaking over here. So I was good. Okay. So, wow. I'm so glad you guys came on. I learned so much. So I know that when people watch this, they might be in their car or something. They're not going to be taking notes like I just did. So what I would really like for everybody to do in the Facebook post where this went live is to put in your info, like the 18th Circuit Guardian Ad Litem, put that in there, and make same thing with the Friends of Children of Brevard. Like put all those things in there, and even like Dina, like you're the Guardian trainer, right? I don't know if that's your official title, but whatever. But put those things in there too, so people can see them and easily find them. If that makes sense at all. I might even do another post with all the information up there, but oh, you guys were awesome. I mean, really, really awesome. What amazing people, every single one of you are. And Rayla, what an inspiration. I'm telling you, an inspiration. That is just awesome. Success stories are so, and Kathy, that story with the 16-year-old boy. When you think about it, I have 5 children, 1 boy, 4 daughters. And for a 16-year-old, I mean, I totally could picture that exactly what you just said, and you just broke my heart. So, I mean, in a good way, it's a good thing that I'm just happy. So anyway, you guys are amazing. I don't want to hold up anybody else. I know you have lives and dinner probably to get to, but you guys, thank you so much for coming on. And now people will know how to find out more through all the links and everything. So thank you. And everybody else, thanks for joining.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. We will say bye-bye. See ya. Have a great night.